I'm Emily with Sports Radio America. Congratulations on an incredible win tonight. I know the team just had a tough loss against Iowa. What does this mean win for you guys today?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the Iowa loss was as tough a loss that I've ever been a part of, which is saying a lot because there's a lot of games over a course of a lot of years. I thought, for 36 minutes we had a lead in the game, which is hard to do in the Big Ten. Obviously, our last 3 minutes we did not play very well at all. Still kind of learning who can be in. Some guys, we know can't be in now. Late game, and they play. People play their way in and play their way out. I hated putting Ryan Cornish in that situation where he sat for the entire game and put him in the last minute. I went back and forth between Elijah and Ryan to put in even at about the 3 minute mark. And I had him out for so long and Ryan hadn't even checked in. So look, we won a Big Ten game. There's a lot of stuff we can learn from. If you look at Rutgers games, there's a lot of close games because they're scrappy and gritty. And Chad made a fabulous play at half court, poking the ball away.
Responsible for just struggling to break that press? Was it because you're still figuring out the team with everyone being so new, or are there no excuses for that?
I mean, we got to get way better. I mean, there's no excuses, but it really started offensively. About the 3 minute mark, we had a fast break, took it to the basket, shot got blocked, and they went and scored an easy and that kind of started it. We could have backed the ball out like we had been. So transition offense in the first half, way too sloppy, and then lack of breaking the press. I did think there was a foul, 2 possessions, one of them for sure. I mean, I've already seen it on film where a guy's whole arm got taken off. So, if those 2 fouls happen, because one of them's clear, there's a 0 doubt, and the other one is a pretty 99%. So, but we won the game, and so we got to get better.
Cam Woods has been playing a couple more minutes ever since Jordan went out. How have you seen Cam just kind of embrace that opportunity, and what makes you trust him in those situations?
Yeah, I mean, Cam's role is not going to change, whether Jordan's back or not. Cam's ability to be a point guard, Cam's ability to defend, we need him on the floor. Tonight, I thought he was uncharacteristically a little loose with the ball at times. But we saw what he did at Iowa. We told our guys, play off 2 feet, get in the lane, and he's the guy that did it and shot at a high clip tonight. I'm super impressed that he only took 3 shots in 38 minutes because I was worried that someone coming off 33 points would, but he's got basketball maturity. And to go from 33 points to 3 shot attempts, we felt like Cam against Sturtz was a good matchup for us, believe it or not. Even though Sturtz is being promoted as a first-round draft pick, we thought that they would have trouble with Cam getting downhill in the Iowa game. And every game's got its own, flow offensively that you try to attack certain matchups. And tonight we wanted to score points in the paint, and I thought it was the best game of the year for Erza to rim run and seal. That it was by far his best post sealing that we've seen. And if he does that, he's really, really hard to stop in the lane.
So, Coach, was there anything different that you didn't see on film with that 2-2-1 press that they were running at you? 2-part question. But then in the end, you guys are winning these tight, close games. So when you get to the tournament, how much of a benefit is this going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're 6-1 in games decided in one possession, which is the best in the country. I'd rather be 5-1 and win this one by 12. And then I think we lead the Big Ten in games decided by under 6 points. So there's a benefit. Obviously, we would have rather won by 12, but now we have a bunch of stuff that we can clean up and get better at, which we will. That's what you do. You should keep learning, and it's the first time all year that's like hurt us. And like I said, if 2 fouls were, on traps, that it changes things too.
Hey, Coach. How do you assess where Elijah's at in his return? It looks like he's creating a lot of good shots, maybe not getting a lot to fall, and then obviously the 4 fouls tonight. How do you assess where he's at?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, I think it was the Iowa game. He hit back-to-back buckets, but then he picked up his second foul in the first half. And, we do take guys out in the first half if they have 2 fouls. Not that everybody has to agree with it, but that's what we do. And, I mean, I think this is expected when a player has to reclassify. I mean, you can see the talent and his ability to go get a shot whenever he basically wants. And it's a difficult thing for coaches to work him in, and it's a difficult thing for a player to work his way into as a younger player. But you can see the incredible potential, the potential that he's going to have a great career at the next level. It's whatever his 4th game back, and he'll. I'm hopeful that with each game he gets more and more comfortable with everything.
Coach, it looked like in those last few minutes that the team really didn't have any idea what it was trying to do, bringing the ball in against the press. They looked really scattered, and no one seemed to really know where they were going with the ball. What's your thoughts about that?
You're always full of positivity. We stunk.
You won.
We stunk against the press. I mean, were we organized? Yeah, we know it. Well, most of us know what spots we're supposed to be at. Has that hurt us in the past? No. Tonight it hurt us. And like I said, I thought there was 2 plays in particular that if that changes the momentum. That's at least 4 to potentially 6 points, whether it's a 2-point shot they made or a 3. So when you coach long enough and you have a lead, it's oftentimes hard to play with as well. The other team's got nothing to lose, just like we had at Iowa, just like we had at Wisconsin. Both those games we were down 17, down, and so you play free, and then all of a sudden the other team, you look up and it's a 1-possession game. So will we improve in that? Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I hope that next time we get on the floor together that we work on press breaks. Has it been a problem throughout our career? No, not really. I thought our guards could have even dribbled through it. I thought we caught the ball too low and too deep. So we got to get better at it.
Coach, walk us through your range of emotions. 1 minute you're out there, picking your guys up off the floor because they're diving after loose balls, winning the 50-50 stuff, showing you that energy and hustle. And then, 2 minutes later, we're having this talk right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of pro sports, and college sports. It's AAU sports. It's a game, like my dad used to always say, it's like 3 runs. And, one team controls 2 runs every game, and another team has 1 run every game. Like, go home and watch every game. Like, that's how it is. And so the key is, can you control 2 of the 3 runs? And I thought we played really good in the first half. I thought we played great to start the second half. And then I thought we had some problems the last 3 minutes of the game. Luckily, we won. And so if you play pretty good for 37 minutes, you usually win. And we did win the game. Could have gone into overtime if we didn't get a defensive stop, obviously. Chad knew enough to be super aggressive in case he fouled, that it would have been 2 foul shots, so we weren't passive at half court. So from an understanding of what we need to do, thought it was a super high IQ play.
There's been, like we said, so many close games, wins and losses this season. How is that kind of keeping your team competitive, hungry? You probably on the edge of your seat a little bit.
Yeah, I think, look, Rodney Rice was one of the best assist-to-turnover players in the country. And so we're going to have a lot of 1-point games, 1-possession games, when arguably one of the top defenders in college basketball is out in Amarion. When you have a guy that's averaging 20 points a game, out for the season, and then you have a guard that had scored 20 points in back-to-back games, now has a stub toe or turf toe or whatever, and he hasn't played for 3 games. So last year, we were one of the most injured teams in the country. This year, we're one of the most injured teams in the country. And so we're going to have, like, if you take the top scorer off any team in our league and watch them go play, Purdue's going to be a lot different if they don't have Smith. Illinois is going to be a lot different if they don't have Wagler. So Rodney was, and so yeah, we're gonna have to fight, scrap. Nothing's going to be easy when you have tonight 3 players out. And so I'm proud of their effort. I think they play really hard. I think they're trying. I think winning means something to this group. But it's not going to be easy for us. And so you take it one game at a time, and that's all we can do. And I think they've done a really good job of that. We've been a great road team. We actually play better on the road. The players feel it. I feel it. So we got a big home game coming up, and hopefully we can play as well at home on Tuesday as we have on the road, because there's no fear in front of sellout buildings with this team on the road. Zero fear. And, hopefully, like I said, we can play better at home on Tuesday.
Can you just talk to me about Chad's just leadership skills and how helpful that has been this season?
Yeah, I just think Chad's he's an emotional player, and so we all feed off each other's emotions. And he's super competitive. He hates to lose. He's been a part of a lot of winning. And so when you have a player that has won at a high level, there's instant credibility in the locker room. There's instant credibility with your voice, being on a Final Four team last year at Auburn, second leading scorer at Auburn, on a great team that was ranked number 1 at times. And so he has, credibility in the locker room at halftime. He's got credibility on the practice floor, and then he's an emotional guy too. And so, you hope to feed off his emotions when it's positive emotional energy. Thanks.
Hey guys, nice win. Talk about some of the struggles you guys had down the stretch there against the press. What were you seeing that was causing some challenges?
No, they just, they just came in pressing. It was a little physical, and we just let them basically out physical us for a little bit. But thankfully, the guys, we got it back together and be able to execute at the end.
Chad, it seemed like a pretty intense ending to the game today. Can you walk us through, just kind of what you were seeing on that final play, how were you able to get the ball away?
I was just basically baiting him. I know he likes to do the left to right cross. So I was basically baiting him to do the cross, and I was waiting on it because Coach emphasized that all week since we've been practicing it. So I know for the last play you're gonna go to your hand that you trust the most. So he took the bait, and thankfully he might be able to do the play.
Ezra, you drew 8 fouls tonight. That was a big part of the game. What went well there? What was working for you?
Man, I was just having the mindset of being the most physical person out there, as always. I know that's something I've been, slacking at, so today was just the day to pick it up.
How has Cam Woods just kind of meshed with the team in these last couple of games? He's getting a lot of minutes and pretty heavy load, but it seems like he's embracing it, making the right reads when he has to.
Yeah, I think losing a guy like Omarion, having Cam come in and be that replacement helps us a lot. And we really wish we could have Omarion back, but Cam has taken that role, and he's came in and owned up to it. So right now we just continue to build a brotherhood.
You could talk to me about Jacob Coffey and his performance tonight, him getting a double-double. What does his contributions mean to the team?
Yeah, definitely. Me and Chad, as a team, we just keep pushing him to be better, trying to get him to be adapt that football physicality. But we're proud of him because he's pretty consistent, and we're trying to get him to be the best person and the best player at his position and at his age.
After your guys' last loss at home against Northwestern, I asked you, you were talking about practice, holding guys accountable. What's changed? What have you seen different in the last couple of weeks?
Not much change. Just really just paying attention to the little details. Make sure we stay our foot on the gas and don't let just don't get comfortable. It happens to us a couple of times. Even today, I feel like we got a little comfortable when we had the lead, but we just keep going back to practice and keep emphasizing we got to finish plays and finish the game. So as long as we come back and keep doing and working on that stuff, I think we'll be fine.
There's been so many close games, wins and losses this season. How are those situations kind of, keeping you hungry, keeping you competitive, and how's that going to pay off in these last 9 games of the season?
I think it always give us our peak of where we at and where we stand, and prepare us for the next challenge, whether we win or lose. And those situations, again, just prepare us of what do we do and how do we respond next time and not react.
Yeah, I feel like those situations will prepare us to win postseason. If it comes down to a possession or two, we've been having plenty of this, plenty of these games. So I know, guys won't panic or won't, lose their emotion, lose their control. So
We don't like losing.
at all.
Hey, Chad, what is it like playing with a player like Elijah, who's so many years younger than you are? Is it almost a big brother, little brother?
I mean, I'll be the difference of a freshman doing a one and done and going to the NBA. It's like the same thing. I mean, just a player to me. That age stuff, everybody want to make a comment about it. Either be ready to play or, But playing with Elijah's been fun. Learn a lot from him, same as he learns a lot from me. So I'm really excited to, keep adding him into the lineup and getting him more comfortable out there.
Any more questions?
Thank you.